Hello everyone. I welcome you at Advanced Multiple YouTube channel. Advanced Multiple Incorporation actually knowledge processing and information management organization that is located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. My name is Dr. Taha Nazir. I'm working as scientific executive with Intellectual Consortium of Drug Discovery and Technology Development Incorporation. Both of these organizations are located in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Today, I would like to share my research under pharmaceutical spillage, pharmaceutical ingredients susceptible for microbial attack. For this purpose, I collected the scientific data or information from different sources like PubMed, Medline, Scopus, Google Scholar, National Library of Medicine, MBAS, directly of Open Access Journal, ProQuest, CNKI, that is China-based database company, Crossref, and ResearchGate. Before moving forward, I would like to talk a little bit about microbial spillage. Deterioration of pharmaceutical product by contaminated microorganism is called as microbial spillage. The spillage may be fungal, maybe the bacterial or viral, or because of any other microorganism. So how pharmaceutical products are contaminated? There are the different reasons by which pharmaceutical preparation or the product are contaminated. Medication may be contaminated and spoiled because of microbial growth. The microbes can be intruded during manufacturing in factory, transportation by the supplier, dispensing in pharmacy, or during the usage in clinical setting or in hospitals. The patients or medical staff may have contribution in contamination. Cream, ointment, injectable, liquid preparations, or the pharmaceutical preparations having the water as vehicle are more susceptible for microbial growth or microbial contamination. In this diagram, I'm going to highlight the source of contamination. There are the 6 different potential sources that may produce the contamination or microbial contamination in pharmaceutical preparation. First one is premises, then machinery and equipment, then process, then raw material, utilities, employees. So these different 6 sources that may produce the contamination in pharmaceutical preparation in industry, in hospitals, or during the supply of medication. Okay, what are the consequences? Pharmaceutical spillage may pose very serious consequences that may be the financial, maybe this emotional, or maybe the physical. So it may discredit manufacturer and disappoint the user. Loss of product is another factor, another consequence. Increased cost to eliminate or dump the product. Potential health hazards for end users may. It also enhance the insurance coverage of pharmaceutical companies or end users or the suppliers or the hospital or institutions. Okay, what are the factors affecting the deterioration? There are the different factors involved in deterioration or contamination. The overall rate of contamination of chemical depend upon its molecular structure, the physiochemical properties of particular environment, the type of quality of microorganism that exists in the particular environment or the product or the situation, whether the metabolite produced can serve as source of usage to produce energy and enhance the population of microorganisms. So pharmaceutical ingredients that are susceptible for the microbial attack are organic polymers, surfactants or the surface active agents, therapeutic agents, humectants, fat and oil, sweetening agents, and preservative and disinfectant. These are 7 different categories, 7 different type of the product. They are susceptible for microbial growth. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about organic polymers. Many of the thickening and suspending agents used in pharmaceutical industry or pharmaceutical formulation are susceptible to microbial polymerization by specific classes or extracellular enzymes, yielding nutritive fragments or monomers. These enzymes include amylases, pectinases, cellulases, dextronases, proteases. These different kind of the enzymes used in pharmaceutical industry to produce different kind of the material or the product. So synthetic polymers are resistant, but the cellophane, that is one of the modified cellulose product, is susceptible under certain humid conditions. Surface active agent or surfactants. we know there are three main kind of surfactants: anion surfactants, cation surfactant, and non-ionic surfactants. These are very frequently used in pharmaceutical industry, and they are used to mix together water and oil to make emulsion or lotions. So anion surfactants, alkali metal and amine soaps or fatty acid are generally stable due to the slightly alkaline pH. Alkyl benzene sulfonate and sulfate esters are metabolized by omega oxidation. With the extension of the chain and complexity, alkyl decrease degradation. Cation surfactants used as antiseptic and preservative in pharmaceutical application, mostly degraded slowly, but Pseudomonas may readily grow in quarterly ammonium antiseptic lotion. Non-ionic surfactants, alkyl phenol, are attacked by the microorganism but more resistance as compared to the alkyl polyoxyethylene alcohol. So, among the therapeutic agent, through the spoilage, active drug constituents may be metabolized and lose potency or efficacy, or may become chemically inactive. Material including alkaloids like morphine, strychnine, atropine, analgesic material or analgesic chemicals like aspirin, paracetamol, barbiturates, steroid esters, and mandelic acid can be metabolized and serve as substrate for growth. Example of therapeutic agent are metabolism of atropine in eye drop by contaminating fungi, inactivation of penicillin injection by beta-lactamase producing bacteria, chloramphenicol deactivation in oral medicine by chloramphenicol acetylase producing contaminant, microbial hydrolysis of aspirin in suspension by esterase producing bacteria. Okay, humectants, low molecular weight materials such as glycerol and sorbitol are included in some product to reduce water loss and may readily be metabolized unless present in high concentration. Among fats and oil, there is also potential of microbial contamination. These hydrophobic material are mostly attacked extensively when dispensed in aqueous formulation, such as oil and water emulsion added by high solubility of oxygen in many oils. Fungal attack has been reported in condensed moisture film on the surface of oil, and whether water droplets have contaminated the bulk oil phase. Glycerol and fatty acid liberated by the rupture of triglycerides undergo beta oxidation of alkyl chain and produce odoriferous ketone. Well, sweetening, flavoring, and coloring agents. Many of the sugar and other sweetening agents used in pharmaceutical industry are readily substrate for the microbial growth. However, use in very high concentration, according to the British Pharmacopoeia or USP, more in between the 65% to 75% sugar become itself preservative against microbial growth. So high concentration to reduce the water activity in aqueous product and inhibit microbial growth. At one time, coloring agents, tartrazine, amaranth, and flavoring agents, peppermint water, were kept as stock solution for extemporaneous dispensing exhibit support for the growth of Pseudomonas species, including Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Okay, well, preservative and disinfectants. Many preservative and disinfectant can be metabolized by a wide variety of the gram-negative bacteria, but at concentration below their effective use level. Growth of Pseudomonas in stock solution of quaternary ammonium antiseptic and chlorhexidine resulted in infection of patient. Pseudomonas species metabolized 4-hydroxybenzoate ester preservative contained in eye drop and cause serious infection in eyes. So in conclusion, pharmaceutical spillage is a challenging factor for pharmacy professional, healthcare staff, and clinical pharmacists to assure the quality standard at maximum possible level. The ingredients susceptible to microorganisms or microbial attack need special attention in factory, transportation, and hospitals. So the microbial spillage exhibits significant role to dictate the quality control department to play critical and scientific role in best possible fashion. A little mistake may induce serious consequence in public health. Furthermore, the potential toxicity of humans should be evaluated at every step to assure the clinical and pharmaceutical patient care. Well, I would like to salute and greet my colleague, my coworker, and my very respected team, Sherry, Wolfgang, Daniel, Dustin, Marwa, Robert, Hunza, Noreen, Terry, Ishtiaq, and Arslan, Amin. These are my people, my team, my community. They helped me a lot to prepare this video today. I acknowledge the contribution, the support and help of Advanced Multiple Incorporation and the Intellectual Consortium, Drug Discovery Technology Development Incorporation. They helped me a lot to make this video today. At the last, I appreciate you guys for staying with me for so long time and watching the video. Thanks again. See you soon. Take care. Bye now.